Welcome back. In this lesson, we'll be drawing the Circus Girl character pulling a rabbit out of a hat. You can see how I've used the wireframe and repositioned the limbs to change the pose of my character. Now to help, you can use the illustration 3 in the wireframe handout and just use that as an underlay for your character drawing. So here I'm moving straight over to the face and placing in where the main features will be. The eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the base, the chin of the face. I need to get a sense of the arms being raised, and if you were to actually raise your arms in the air, your neck almost disappears and your shoulders sort of nestle in and around the face. So I've got to kind of understand that before I draw it. I find it really helpful to put myself in the same pose that I want to draw my character in. I find that feeling how it feels to be in that pose really helps when it comes to drawing the body in a certain position. And if you're still struggling to draw a certain pose, you can always take a selfie or position someone else in that pose and then take a photo. So here I have the arms nestled behind the ears and the cheeks, and then I'm now working my way down the torso. Now this is a really confident body position. The arms are open, the shoulders are back, the chest is puffed out, and the legs are quite strong on the ground. So referring back to the emotional traits of this character, there's self-confidence, lovable, so you've got the open arms, joyful, bright, imaginative, adventurous. They sort of all shine through with this character pose. I'm not going to overextend the knees too much. I want to have this more of a natural look. So I've drawn the foot, and the knees are quite soft. And I'm constantly referring back to the character map, the side view and the front view of the character map, just checking the length and the weight of each limb and making sure that the feet aren't too big or too small, and that I have everything in the right proportions. Now once I'm happy with the knees, I'm thinking about putting tights on this character as well, and I'm just moving around and darkening the lines. So here I'm working on the skirt and adding in more detail around the leotard, so I'm placing in the stripes. And once again, I'm just referring back to that character map over and over. So before I add any curls, I'm going to go back to my illustrations that I did for the Bunnies in Books class. And I'm going to use one of the toy rabbits that I illustrated for my character's toy rabbit. So just this one on the end, I'm just copying a very similar looking rabbit. So now I'm drawing the second arm up in the air holding the magician's hat. And if you were to hold this pose yourself, it's quite an excitable pose. It's almost like a da-da sort of moment, and you want to bring that energy to this illustration as well. So now I'm moving on to finishing off my character with the curls in her hair, and just making sure that I have the hair part on the correct side, and then just tidying up around the features of the face and the mouth area. And once again, you really need to make just that little bit more effort when it comes to drawing the features of the face. If an eye is slightly too narrow or too high on the head, it can completely change the look of your character. So really take time at this point to get your character's facial features exactly how you want them. Now once you have this, it's just a matter of moving through the rest of the illustration and making a few adjustments and changes if you need to. It doesn't take much at this point to rub something out and redraw it. It's supposed to be messy, sketchy, and we're just sort of playing around with what looks like it's going to work and getting rid of the stuff that hasn't quite worked. So don't get too precious with these drawings. They are sketches and they're workable. So the idea is to just get a feel for your character and try to understand what they look like and how they move. So enjoy it. And I'll see you in my next class where we'll be doing the final illustration pose for this character.